are there. When you look at a brick house, you can easily see the individual building blocks that it's made of. But have you seen the building blocks that make up a plant or animal? Without a way to magnify them, you wouldn't know that the blocks exist. Some are so small that over 10,000 could fit on the period at the end of this sentence. How can something so tiny be so important? Lesson 1. What are the building blocks of life? How are a dandelion and a cat alike? Both are living things. They are both made from the building blocks of life. What cells are? A cell is the building block of life. A cell is the smallest unit of a living thing that can perform all life processes. All living things are made of cells. Some living things are made up of just one cell. Most living things, like plants and animals, are many-celled. Every part of a cat, from its muscles to its blood, is made of thousands, millions, even billions of cells. Many cells have a particular role. Some cells help the living thing get energy it uses to grow, develop, and reproduce. Other cells help it get rid of what it doesn't need. Others help it move or react to its environment. Still other cells may protect the living thing or help it stay healthy. All cells come only from other living cells. Scientists use microscopes to study cells. A microscope is a tool that makes objects seem larger than they really are. Most cells are very small and hard to see. By using a microscope, scientists are able to look at a cell and see details that help them learn about the cell. 1. Checkpoint. Why are cells considered the building blocks of living things? 2. Math in science. In 1675, a Dutch scientist named Anton van Leeuwenhoek used a simple microscope to observe cork cells. How many years ago did van Leeuwenhoek observe these cells? Use mental math. The parts of a cell. Beetles, eagles, and elephants look nothing alike, but the cells that make up these animals have many similar parts. All cells have a nucleus and a cell membrane. All cells have a gel-like liquid called cytoplasm. The different parts of a cell have special jobs. Each part of a cell helps it carry out its life processes. The nucleus is the control center for the cell. The instructions for the cell's activities are stored in the nucleus. The cell membrane is the cell's outer border. It separates the cell from its environment. It also controls what substances move into or out of the cell. The cytoplasm contains the things that the cell needs to carry out its life processes. Cells working together. If cells are the building blocks of life, what can they build? In a many-celled plant or animal, cells are organized to work together. Different types of cells do different kinds of work. Groups of the same type of cell form a tissue. Groups of tissues that work together form an organ. Groups of organs that work together form systems. An organism is the highest level of cell organization. It is a complete, living thing that is made from all parts in all of the systems working together. The size and shape of a cell are related to the cell's job. A group of one type of cell is a tissue. Each kind of tissue does a certain job. A group of tissues that work together is an organ. The heart is one of many organs in an animal. Organs and tissues that work together form an organ system. The heart, blood, and blood vessels are some parts of one system. Viruses. A virus is a very tiny particle that has characteristics of both non-living and living things. Viruses are not made of cells. Viruses do not make or use food. A virus can reproduce only by using plant, animal, or other cells to make more viruses. Many scientists do not think a virus is a true living thing. Like animal cells, plant cells have a cell membrane, cytoplasm, and a nucleus. But plant cells also have parts that animal cells do not have. Plants make their own food. They need special parts to do this. Chloroplasts are the special parts in plant cells that trap the sun's energy. The plant needs this energy to make food. Animal cells do not have chloroplasts. The cell wall is another part of a plant cell that animal cells do not have. The cell wall is outside the cell membrane. It helps support and protect the cell. Lesson checkpoint. 1. Describe the difference between a cell, a tissue, and an organ. 2. Can a single-celled organism contain tissues? Explain.